Good evening, guys. I just wanted to go over contour tonight. So I started out with a blank face for you guys, but I wanted to go over some different types of mediums that contour does consist of. It consists of creams, and I would say my oily girls, I want you to stay away from a cream because it will travel, especially if you don't contain your oil very well. Okay, so there's creams. And then obviously bronzer is a powder. Here's some other cream. People can use a darker BB cream to achieve, and I have done that before as well. And then, powder, bronzer. Okay. There are different contour kits, so you use what you have. The color I'm going to use is going to be a little bit darker for me so I can get that dramatic effect so you can see what it does, okay? So for beginners, what I usually do, and sometimes I still usually do this, is I will take some kind of palette that I have or just any one of these, anyone, it doesn't matter. And you want the contour line. I love an angled brush for this purpose, okay? So you want the contour line, this may be dark, you guys, to start at the tip of your ear, circling down, going diagonally down to the corner of your mouth, but don't pull it all the way down to the corner of your mouth, okay? You don't want this big old line going from here to here, right? You want to go about halfway, okay? And if you have a face shape like myself, you have a wider temples and it comes down to a point, you have a heart-shaped face like me. If you don't have a heart-shaped face like me, just send me a picture of you looking straight ahead so I can see the lines in your face, and I will show you a video on how to contour to your face shape. But if you have my same face shape or heart shape, then contour alongside this. But this is basically where it goes, okay? For different face shapes, you will have different lengths of lines and where you'd want to pull back with the shadow process. But you're basically putting product where if the sun was shining down at you, where the shadow would be naturally cast if you were to take a straight on selfie like this, right? Okay, so right here, and even just looking at these bright lights towards me, I can already see where these lines would go, okay? So for me, right there, it stops right there. I always hold my brush way out here. If you hold it up here, it's going to be dark and you're going to be heavy-handed with it. What do I mean? Like when you're driving, you're heavy-footed. You're heavy-handed with whatever you're placing on your face, the closer you are to the tip of the brush, okay? So pull. This is why these lines are down here. You want to pull your hand back here. Okay, so let's go in with that. And I'm just going to lightly dust because like with any other product of powder, you can build, but you cannot take away. You can build, but you cannot take away. So it'd be better for you to build. Start light, go heavy, okay? So what I'm doing basically here is pushing up because that's the direction I want my lines to go. It's kind of up and at an angle. Okay, and I'm not going all the way down to the corner of my mouth. I'm just kind of laying that right there. And if I like my contour to go a little bit further down, I just move the angle of the palette. If you want to get a crisp line, okay, see here, I did not get all the way to my hairline. So I'm just going to take the edge of that brush and push it back in there, okay? Same thing with this other side here. I meant to do like a darker color so you can see the full effect, but I guess I could start in my hairline so it's not so distant. But you're going in an upward motion. Okay, it's the same thing with the eyebrow pencil. Whenever you're doing this side, point the tip of this that way. Okay. And just go up. Small strokes win the race, okay? And everything, every single thing. Gel liner, eyebrows, all of that, okay? So back here at my hairline, I'm just going to get a little bit closer and pull it back. Okay? That's the first place that I just should normally start placing it. Alright, so then we're going up the hairline. See how it V's down here? We're just going to take the bottom part of the brush, like such and feather it along that hairline. Okay, remember your temple. Okay, and then up here, you can kind of see, it's kind of like a widow's peak, kind of. But back where it starts to recede, okay, if I didn't have hair right there, then you would definitely want to pull it back into your hairline. Just got a message. I was like, what is that? Okay, and then the same thing. If I'm angling this brush this way, it should just kind of follow the hairline. Just up at the top for me. And then back in here. I kind of do wispy right there because I'll show you here in a minute. I think I got mascara in my hair. Okay, and just coming back down to this line. Okay? Alright, the next thing is you have a shadow when you're looking, when the sun would be coming straight down at you. You have a shadow underneath of here. For a heart-shaped face, if you go all the way, you're just going to make your face look more, what's the word? Rounder, I guess you would say. If you have a very beautiful jawline, why would you want to get rid of that? Okay, so just underneath of here, you want to create that shadow. Okay, and this is about to blend into your bronzing coming down the neck too, because see, there's usually a difference between your neck, this part of your chest and your neck and your face. So all I'm going to do to save that is just pull bronzer down my neck, okay? But in a minute, let's get to the finishing of the highlight contour. Okay, so next I take a big fluffy brush and I kind of like do like this and just kind of pinch it a little bit. And I'm stippling up just the lines that are harsh, okay? So the lines that I created so harshly, I'm just going to stipple. This is stippling so that it blends together. And it's not so, it's like wispy and it's not so harsh. Depending on how packed the product is, the more I pack this brush together. But if it's just a line that I can just wisp away like this, then I'll just kind of free it up a little bit. But notice I'm not going like this over my whole face, face area that I just put that. I'm just going along the lines that I just put down there. Because I'm not trying to move the product, I'm just kind of blend it together. Okay. Alright, and then I'll just kind of do this for the bottom because it's coming down anyway. Okay. The next part, and see with creams and things, you're just going to have to find the colors that are right for your skin tone. Okay, this is medium actually. It doesn't even match my skin tone. And you want to be able to blend that out. Some people use spraying their bud with rose water. Okay, you spray your blending bud with rose water. Oh my gosh, I sprayed my hand. I don't know why. Oh my gosh. And it just kind of, the cream kind of starts to blend. And then going from dry to wet, dry to wet. Just making sure that those harsh lines get blended, okay? I've not been very successful with creams on my face before. Powders just really are the lazy girl contour for me, and that's what I've heard a lot of presenters say. But some people enjoy the cream, okay? Some people think it blends easier. So if you think it blends easier, then all you do is paint your lines on, and just go to work blending, okay? We do have these contour sticks that are easily blended, okay? You saw that contour kit. These are more creamy. So if you find a really creamy one, that's good. But you would just draw your lines on wherever you want them. Some people draw lines out and things, and you just move it either which way, okay? So that I'm moving this way and this way. But I would go in with a lighter line, okay? You just want to blend it out. Blend it out. That's why you see them looking all tribal and stuff, because they literally don't just draw a line, okay? They draw like a line and then a line. And then they just blend. And get it to go which way they want it to. And that would be up, I guess. Okay, I get there. This is my mom's shade. Okay, so with highlights, there are a different couple of options. If you have drier skin and you like drier to combo with dryness in the cheekbone area, here is the illuminizers that are cream. Okay, they just kind of glisten over that. You just want to pat it really lightly wherever you want your contour. Okay, glisten to the gods. Okay, just glisten to the gods. Alright, and then the next one that is the most popular is the illuminating powders. They're all the highlight powders, all the rave, blah, blah, blah. Before we get into... Yeah, we can go ahead and do... Yeah, before we get into highlight, let's do baking. Okay, so... Really dry skin, I prefer to do the setting spray where you spray it on your sponge and you just kind of set underneath your under eyes or all the way over, or just spray all the way over if you're dry skin. I mean, you can use setting spray with any kind of, but more so if you have dry skin, I don't recommend like super dry skin, dry areas that you put another powder on top of your already powder, because that would just create more creasing and it would create not such a finished line and things. It would not blur your lines so much. If you didn't have a good primer, if you didn't have foundation that didn't move, all this stuff, then this stuff would just not be your best friend. But for my own face, I don't have a lot of dryness under here. So I'm just going to lay this on. What I like to do is pick up a little sponge. You can use a brush, but I'm just going to dip it down in here and just kind of lay it underneath of that line that I created for my contour. And you'll see a bunch of people do that. Alright. It just gives you nice crisp lines and it highlights, it brings forward all these lighter areas. Okay, my chin, my T-zone is very oily in the summertime especially. Okay, and your T-zone is this right here. This right here. Above your eyebrows and down your chin and things. I look like I have a beard, but it's okay. It's okay. And then I'm just going to go down my nose. So this will absorb oil. Also, if you wear glasses and you don't like your glasses to slip down, you can wear this powder on your nose and they won't slip. No slip. Your makeup don't slip and your glasses don't slip, okay? Alright, we're just going... Okay, this doesn't have a color. It kind of looks yellow because in this light. My lights are yellow. Alright, so that's the setting powder. And baking just means that your temperature in your face is rising to concrete that makeup, okay? So now we're going to go on to highlight with a powder. There is no color here. It's just white. White translucent. It's not opaque white. Okay, so any place that you would catch oil during the day, if you're wearing a primer, it should be good to secrete that underneath of your makeup, but to really concrete it on top of your makeup, go ahead and use a setting powder or a finishing powder. We just got a finishing powder that has SPF in it. Okay, and it does have a color. It does have a color tint. Very, very light coverage, not to be a standalone product. Okay, going back to highlighting. A lot of people use the fan brush. I usually use mine for blush, so I'm not going to use that. I use a pointed, just floppy precision brush. Precision because I like to control where my highlight goes, okay? And y'all know Mama like to bling. Look at this pan. I've had paint on it. It's my favorite color. This is actually an eyeshadow, but you can buy illuminating powders that are bomb. Okay, a lot of people like to highlight to the heavens, look like glazed donuts. That's what we're going to attempt here. We shall see. Okay. Okay, I forgot a step. So some people do take the concealer underneath of the under eyes and lighten up that area. Okay, if you were going to do that, you would just do a line here, a line here, a line here, and just spread it out into a triangular, upward triangular formation, and it will bring attention to your eyes. Okay, so if you have dark circle under eyes, you'd want to do a color correction. So you know, grab you some red lipstick and make sure that it's a very thin texture. It's not cakey. It's not too thick. It's not glossy. And you can put some red on your under eyes. I'm going to upload that video or that picture, what it looks like here. And then go in with a concealer that matches your foundation, okay? So it'll just color correct those darkness. And all that is hereditary, you guys. It has nothing to do with age or any of this, not taking care of yourself, all of that. It just, as you age, your skin thins right there. So on some people, faster than others. It has to do with her genetics. It's hereditary, okay? But anyways, I'm not going to highlight my under eyes right now. I'm just going to give myself some highlights, okay? So here's my baking. Here's where my contour ends. I just patted that in my hair. I'm just going to pat this lightly and wisp it lightly. Notice I'm holding the brush way down here. So I'm just going to do in this way, back and forth, circular, pushing up motions, okay? And I like to highlight from way up here to like way down here. Normally you just take the fan brush. I'm a little bit extra, y'all. Normally you just take the fan brush and kind of fan it a little bit into your contour. I'm just showing y'all how I do it, okay? Okay, and then just stipple that down here. And the way to get that not to look like such a harsh line and like you're over here looking like a Neapolitan snack is to make sure that you stipple that as well. So that harsh line that you had saw, we're going to stipple that in, push the makeup in, and pull down on those lines, okay? You can still tell that line, but from far away, girl, you is looking like a glazed donut snack, okay? Okay. Starting from here, going up would have been better. I've never went down that far, I don't know why. Okay, so I'll just go down that far on this side anyway. Okay. Okay. Taking this and stipple, push it in. And whenever you're blending your highlight and contour together, you want to push your highlight into your contour a little bit down here. Just the lines, not the whole product that you just pushed, okay? So stipple the lines up top, but pull the line down there so that it blends nicely. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to take this same brush and just wipe away all that translucent powder so it's not baking anymore. Okay, it's good and baked. But it's just going to create a mattified look at the bottom here. And it's going to concrete that makeup. If I were to work out and everything, it was just going to stay, girl. It's just going to stay. More so like to do it over my T-zone just because there's oil that comes through there, okay? And you don't want to take... After you've completed this stage, you can just go back in there and keep highlighting if you want to highlight to the heavens and the gods and say hello to Jesus from outer space. But other than that, that's where the placement goes for highlighting. You know, the only other places that people highlight is right underneath their brows. So once you get your eye makeup on and you use a smaller brush than this, but just like right here. Okay. Just right there. So just right here at the top, okay? I guess your eye makeup would stop right there. Right there. Only if you don't have a tip that you usually cut off during contouring. Okay, so let me just sculpt the freaking nose for you. Okay? Some people sculpt the heck out of their nose and it's just the way you like it, okay? So they go down here and give themselves a little bit of something, something. If they don't like how thick their nose is, they can make it thinner. Okay, you're just creating a shadow, okay? Okay, and if they have a tip that they don't like on their nose, then they cut it off, okay? Just like that. Y'all, I do not usually contour my nose. Because it is what it is, I think. Alright, so they just take that and blend it. Allow y'all's blend your nose. I'm just going to press in. So once again, you don't move product. But you do give it that look. That look like, girl, I just cut my nose. I think my nose is crooked, y'all. Okay, that's better. Alright, so now I'm just going to take this down my nose. Some people do. Oh my lord, Sonny. Some people go above their eyebrow too. Just depends on how glazed you want to look, okay? So take that and brush and stipple that. You want to not look like such a hot snack, okay? But I just do like a circle up here and come down my nose a little bit. I wisp it a little bit. And then I do the tip of my nose, okay? So that is highlight and contour. I mean, basically, after you get your lips done, you can put your little swipe on your Cupid's bow. Okay. Just like that. To pop that lip off. If you're into blushers, I always use this fan brush that people usually use for highlighters, but just pop that color in there, girl. Just kind of pulls that to a Neapolitan snack, okay? Okay, so if you have the same face shape as me, you can highlight and contour like me. If you're fair-skinned, I would stay away from yellow tones unless you have any kind of prominent yellow tones in yourself. Because it just looks unnatural. I mean, none of these highlighting things look natural per se, but I've got to say this is my pretty naturalist, close to natural look of highlight and contour, okay? If you guys have any questions, if you want to see your particular face shape video, it's not going to be my own. It's going to be a different company's, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. We're just all here to learn together. But this series has been the best series that has shown on all different face shapes. Obviously, I only have one face shape here to show you, but I can direct you in the right direction for that. So, cream or powder. Just some people, they feel like it works better on their skin, when actuality, you know, creams are usually for dry, normal, combo if they have some dryish areas to kind of lay on there, it could be okay. Powders more so towards combo, because powders just soak up the oil, okay? But to finish it all off, here we go, with some setting spray. So I just do this, this, and this. So side, front, and side. Except for I did like 5 sides and 2 fronts. And that kicks me off as a donut snack, just a glowing in the dark. Okay, you guys? So if you have any questions about contouring to your face shape, let me know. Drop a heart in the emoji in the comments if you need a face shape match. And I will be looking forward to doing all kinds of eyeshadows for a little bit. We have a couple of nights of that, and I'll upload a couple of videos at a time for that one, okay? So I'll do an eye look, maybe like a halo, and then I'll wipe that off, and I'll do like a cut crease, and I'll wipe that off. All right. I know your guys' time is precious, so I thank you for wanting to learn from me, for 1, and for 2, for spending your time with me, and for 3, I just appreciate y'all so much, and your feedback is awesome because I do run these makeup classes often, and if there's something I'm left out, if there's something that I'm not showing and you're anxious to see if I'm gonna show it, suggestions, anything you take away, if you are learning, let me know. I really, really appreciate you being here. It really helps me to grow as a person, and as you know, I just got certified with makeup artistry, but I'm nowhere near the experience level that a lot of people are. So this gives me exposure, it gives me practice and all this kind of stuff. So I really appreciate your continued support, and y'all have a good night.